RIMURU Go Back in Time by Rimu-chi. Lizardman Arrival. RIMURU's POV. Yesterday was a pretty eventful day. Rain joined us, and Shizu even put on a maid outfit to match hers. I can't lie, I'm already hoping to see Seal in one like them someday. Just the thought makes me smile. But for now, I can finally take a break since my paperwork is all caught up. I lean back, letting myself relax for a bit when suddenly, my new skill, Informer, gives me a notification. Notice. Individual Luminous Valentine detected nearby. I mumble to myself with a grin. This skill is good, but not as good as my wonderful Seal. I think back was Luminous here last time I was in this area. Answer. Yes. But Master did not notice. Ooh, I see, I say, chuckling softly to myself. In a moment, I snap my fingers and teleport right behind Luminous, sneaking up on her. Without a second thought, I slip my arms around her, pulling her into a warm hug from behind and resting my chin on her shoulder. Well, what's a demon lord like Luminous Valentine doing here? I murmur softly into her ear, my voice teasing, or should I say, the god Luminous. Luminous's POV. I am Demon Lord Luminous Valentine, and when I heard from my subordinate Roy that the overgrown lizard had disappeared, I was shocked. Veldora gone. I began traveling the world, searching to determine if that overgrown lizard was dead or alive. It was strange, though, that his sister hadn't taken action to find him, as if she were afraid of something. But I dismissed the thought. After all, no one I know, besides Guy or Milam, could defeat Veldora. Author's note. Girl. There are beings far stronger than them. After 3 months of searching, I concluded that Veldora must be somewhere in the Jura forest. As I continued my search, I stumbled upon something unexpected: a city, no, a nation filled with monsters. I investigated, and to my shock, I saw Rain, Guy Crimson's maid, laughing and enjoying herself with a black-haired woman. I couldn't help but wonder, what was Rain doing here? Just then, someone hugged me from behind and rested their chin on my shoulder, whispering softly, what brings the Demon Lord Luminous Valentine here, or should I say, the god Luminous? I was taken aback. This being knew who I truly was, yet I hadn't even sensed their presence. Quickly, I turned around and froze. Standing before me was an incredibly beautiful figure with long, silver-blue hair and golden eyes that seemed to see through everything. While I stared in shock, she snapped her fingers, and a small table with 2 chairs appeared, each with a cup of coffee set on top. She gracefully took a seat, gesturing for me to do the same. I sat down, gathering my composure, and finally asked, who are you? Back to Rimuru's POV. Luminous looked at me, curiosity sparkling in her eyes. Who are you? I smiled softly, leaning forward. The name's Rimuru Tempest. Despite what I look like, I'm actually a man. Error. Master does not possess a defined gender. Arg. Seal, please, come back. This skill good but some things give headech, I muttered, exasperated. Luminous took a sip of her coffee, but at my words, she choked and spat it right onto my face. PFF'd. I'm so sorry. She stammered, flustered. Reaching for a handkerchief to clean the mess she made, I gently grabbed her hand to stop her. No need, Lumichan, I said in a low, smooth voice, I can handle it myself. Wouldn't want to dirty your handkerchief, now would we? With a snap of my fingers, the coffee vanished from my face. I noticed her cheeks turning a faint shade of pink. Chuckling, I added, you're cute when you blush, you know. She cleared her throat, trying to regain her composure. Alright, Tempest, mind telling me what you're doing here? Me. Shouldn't I be asking you that? I leaned in closer, voice soft and teasing. Alright, Lumichan, what brings you to my nation? She hesitated, visibly flustered. I came to investigate the disappearance of that overgrown lizard. Veldora. I wanted to know if he was dead or alive. Ah, I see. I nodded, taking a slow sip of coffee, my gaze never leaving hers. You don't have to worry about him anymore, Lumichan. Veldora's under my command now. Her eyes widened, and she leaned forward, mouth slightly open in surprise. What do you mean, under your command? How is that possible? I raised a finger to her lips, silencing her. Shish, don't worry about that, Lumichan. In time, you'll understand. I let my finger linger for a moment before pulling it away, watching her face flush a deeper shade of red. And as for the night rose garden that Veldora destroyed, I'll recreate it, even better than before. Her eyes searched mine, surprised. How did you know about that? And, do you really promise to restore it? I nodded, voice barely above a whisper. Absolutely. Until the right time comes, I'll need you to keep this between us. Can you do that, Lumichin? She nodded slowly, clearly affected by the closeness. Okay. I suppose I'll return now. I have duties to attend to, she stammered, standing up. I let my hand brush hers lightly as she turned away. Be sure to visit my town sometime, Lumichin, I said in a low, inviting tone, watching her face turn a shade darker. 2. Keep that in mind, she managed, before quickly teleporting away. Chuckling to myself, I leaned back in my chair. Teasing her was far more fun than I thought. In the last timeline, she was always the one teasing me, now, it's my turn to pay her back. And with a satisfied smile, I returned to my work, thoughts of a flustered Luminous still lingering in my mind. Though. Third person POV. In the Jura forest lies Lake Shis, the sacred home of the lizardmen. The dense, mist-shrouded trees and the calm, reflective waters of the lake have served as their sanctuary for generations. But today, the air is heavy with tension, as troubling news arrives. A lizardman scout strides into the chief's hall, his scales glistening with the damp of the forest. He bows respectfully. Lizardman scout, Chief, I have urgent news. A massive orc army has been sighted to the south of the lake. They're advancing steadily. It seems they intend to invade our lands. The Lizardman Chief's eyes narrow, his hand curling into a fist. Lizardman Chief, then we'll be ready for them. Let those filthy pigs learn the price of threatening us. Beside him, his daughter, a young and fierce warrior in her own right, steps forward, her face filled with concern. Chief's daughter, how many orcs are we talking about? Surely their numbers aren't that large. The chief's expression grows grim. Lizardman scout, that's the problem, my daughter. Their numbers are nearly 200,000 strong. Her eyes widen in shock. Chief's daughter, 200,000. That's 20 times the size of our forces. How could they gather such an army? Around them, murmurs ripple through the gathering of elders, the wisest and oldest of the Lizardman tribe. Elder 1, 200,000 orcs, it seems impossible. Elder 2, how could they feed so many? Orcs are known to be aggressive and uncooperative, even among their own kind. Elder 3, unless. He hesitates, dread flickering in his gaze. Unless they are being led by an orc lord. Only an orc lord could unite and control such a horde. A shiver runs through the assembled lizardmen as the chief nods solemnly. Lizardman Chief, an orc lord, if one of those monsters is leading them, then this threat is worse than we feared. The elders exchange uneasy glances, finally nodding in agreement. Silence falls as each lizardman contemplates the gravity of the situation. The chief's eyes flicker with determination, breaking the silence as he suddenly asks. Lizardman Chief, where is my son? At that moment, a young lizardman with striking green scales and an overly confident swagger bursts into the hall. Gabiru, father, you called for the great Gabiru. Fear not, for I am here. He strikes an exaggerated pose, flexing his muscles, clearly expecting applause. His sister sighs, rolling her eyes. Lizardman Chief, Gabiru, enough with the theatrics. I have an important mission for you. Gabiru's expression shifts to one of anticipation. Gabiru, a mission. For me, the mighty Gabiru. This must be an honor worthy of my skill. The chief sighs but manages a small, amused smile. Lizardman Chief. Yes, your skills. Take your sister and a small group of warriors. Seek out the goblin villages nearby and secure alliances with them. We will need every ally we can muster. Gabiru's sister steps forward, nodding with quiet determination. Chief's daughter. As you wish, father. We won't fail. Gabiru grins, puffing out his chest. Gabiru. Come, sister. You're about to witness the greatness of Gabiru in action. He strikes another absurd pose, earning a groan from his sister, but she nods all the same. Chief's daughter. Gabiru, this isn't a time for showing off. We're dealing with a real threat. Gabiru. You'll see, sister. By the time we're done, the goblins will be begging to join our cause. She rolls her eyes again but smiles slightly, reassured by her brother's spirit, however foolish it might seem. The two prepare to set off, leaving the Lizardman Chief and elders behind, who watch them go with a mixture of hope and concern. Elder 1. The times are growing dark. May the gods watch over them. Elder 2. And may Gabiru's confidence turn into the courage we need. With their farewells given, Gabiru and his sister set out to secure allies, while the chief and his warriors ready themselves for the looming conflict, determined to defend their home against the monstrous threat of the Orc Lord and his army. Author note. Yes, Sokka meet Rimuru with Gabiru. You know why. I want her in Rimuru's new harem. Am I the most evil author you ever seen? Wahahahah. ILL put every girl in Tensura to Rimuru's harem. Several days later. After visiting their second goblin village, Gabiru and his group gather to discuss their progress. With each village they approach, Gabiru's arrogance grows, as does his sister's frustration. Gabiru finishes boasting about his latest victory, puffing out his chest as his subordinates cheer. Gabiru. That's 2 villages now who recognize my greatness. Soon, the entire goblin race will bow before the mighty Gabiru. His sister sighs, her hands on her hips. Gabiru's sister. Brother, father didn't ask you to make the goblins into subordinates. He wanted allies. You're completely ignoring his instructions. Do you even listen to anything but your own voice? But Gabiru and his followers wave her off, undeterred. Lizardman 1. Actually, the goblins from this village said the next one won't be as easy to ally with. Apparently, they have a powerful leader, rumored to be a Majin, and they even ride direwolves. At the mention of direwolves, Gabiru's eyes light up with excitement. Gabiru. A Majin. Direwolves, you say? Perfect. Why don't we defeat him and take the direwolves for ourselves? Imagine what father will say when he sees us riding such majestic beasts. Gabiru's subordinates. As expected of Lord Gabiru. Always thinking 3 steps ahead. Meanwhile, Gabiru's sister clenches her fists, exasperated. Gabiru's sister. This is ridiculous, thinking, but for some reason, I feel strange. Almost excited. She presses a hand to her chest, feeling her heart pounding unexpectedly fast. Gabiru's sister, to herself, what's wrong with me? Why am I feeling this way? It's as if something, or someone is waiting for me at that village. But, I don't even know who or what. She shakes her head, brushing the feeling aside, but can't fully ignore the strange pull that seems to tug her forward, toward the unknown. The group continues their journey, little knowing that they're approaching Rimuru's territory. What once was a small goblin village has since grown into a thriving nation far more than any of them are prepared for. As they near the borders of Rimuru's nation, Gabiru is already hyping himself up for their victory. Gabiru. Alright, everyone. Prepare to witness the power of the great Gabiru. This Majin and his wolves will be no match for us. His sister rolls her eyes but can't suppress a small smile, her thoughts elsewhere. The feeling in her heart grows stronger with each step they take, like an unseen presence calling out to her. Gabiru's sister thinking, who are you? Why does the thought of meeting you make me feel so alive? Gabiru, oblivious to his sister's thoughts, rallies his followers, fully confident that he's on the brink of his greatest triumph yet, unaware of the true power that awaits them in Rimuru's domain. Rimuru's POV. It's official now, our territory has been declared a nation. Over the past several days, I've set numerous plans for the future into motion. It's an exciting time, but there's a lot on my mind. Lately, I've noticed Shizu and Rain trying to catch my attention, though I'm not quite sure why. Before I can focus on that, Soe suddenly appears in front of me. Rimuru-sama, he says, bowing. A group of lizardmen is approaching our nation. I nod. Good work, Soe. With that, he vanishes as quickly as he appeared. Together with Shizu and Rain, I teleport to the nation's entrance, where I find Benimaru, Shion, and Akamaru waiting. The moment they see me, they greet me respectfully. We stand at the gates, waiting patiently for the lizardmen to arrive. Eventually, they appear in the distance, led by none other than Gabiru. He surveys our nation with a faint, almost skeptical look. Gabiru turns to his subordinates and asks, is this the place? One of them nods. Yes, Gabiru-sama. According to the map, this is the nation we're looking for. Gabiru grins. Good. Listen up. He addresses everyone proudly, puffing out his chest. I am the great Gabiru, here to bring this nation under my rule. Submit, and I shall grant you my protection. Akamaru laughs. Serve under a weakling like you. Never going to happen. Gabiru scowls at him, eyeing us with disdain. Weakling, you say. You're just a human, and that's a mere tamed direwolf. You're all beneath me. I step forward, keeping my expression calm. I'm the one leading this nation. He looks me over, unimpressed. You're the weakest Majin I've ever seen. My subordinates and Shizu and Rain are visibly angered by his words. They hold back, but I can feel their restrained energy. To Gabiru, I might seem like a weakling, but it's almost amusing that he has no idea who he's dealing with. My subordinates think I might strike Gabiru down for his insult. But I have no intention of doing so. I raise a hand, signaling them to stay back. Leave. You're not welcome here, I say, turning my back on him. But as I start to walk away, Gabiru says something that truly gets under my skin. Those girls with the black and blue hair, they should come with me and be my wives. I'll protect them better than you could. I turn slowly, my expression darkening as I let my aura expand, filling the space with a suffocating, deadly energy. The ground beneath us cracks, and Gabiru and his subordinates drop to their knees, paralyzed with fear. Be glad I'm sparing your life, I say, my voice low and chilling. The only reason you're not dead right now is because your sister didn't insult me. Gabiru's eyes widen in shock, and his subordinates look at each other in fear and confusion. They didn't expect this. Listen carefully, I continue. You may insult me all you like, but don't you ever dare insult my loved ones, friends, or subordinates. If you do, I won't hesitate to wipe out your entire race from existence, understood? Gabiru and his followers are visibly shaken. After a brief pause, they stammer, we will remember this. They quickly retreat, leaving behind Gabiru's sister as I requested. Once they're out of sight, I turn to the others. We'll be holding a meeting tonight to discuss the Orc Lord threat. As for you, I say, looking at Gabiru's sister, you'll join us as well. She nods quietly, understanding the gravity of the situation. Third person Pav. In Ruburios. In the nation of Ruburios, a sacred mountain stands hidden in the depths, with the inner sanctum at its peak. Only a select few are allowed near this place. Inside the sanctum, 4 figures stand, and at the center, seated on a grand throne, is Luminous Valentine, the ruler of Ruburios. Her usual calm demeanor seems slightly disturbed, her gaze distant. Louis, one of her loyal followers, notices her distraction. Is something troubling you, Ruminasama? He asks gently. Luminous snaps out of her thoughts. It's nothing, she replies. Gunther, another follower, sighs quietly. Roy, standing beside him, leans over and whispers, do you know what's on her mind? Gunther nods slightly. I suspect she may have encountered someone she can't stop thinking about. Could it be love? Louis whispers back with a faint smile. Gunther shrugs. Not yet, but it could happen. I only hope that he or she will accept Ruminasama for who she is, with all her burdens. Roy nods in agreement. She's carried so much for so long. It's about time she found someone who could understand her. Lost in thought, Luminous finally speaks. For few days, I'll be take care of things here in that time. Roy responds, understood, Ruminasama. Gunther raises an eyebrow. Resting for a while. That's unlike you. Luminous looks at him, a hint of impatience in her eyes. What are you implying, Gunther? Nothing, Ruminasama, he says, smirking subtly. Luminous huffs, though a faint blush betrays her. She clearly has her own plans in mind.